for the useless news.
Useless news.
Right here on the Big Dumb Fun Show. Venkman reporting.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Venkman from the Big Dumb Fun Show. Tonight, joined by Rena Mehta.
Hello, hello.
And Aaron Gnerk.
On the board.
Rena could have diarrhea at any point in time, by the way, so prepare yourselves.
Shut up.
A dopey IT employee accidentally beamed pornography onto a giant outdoor screen. This was in the Sun today. The guy was at a train station at the Jilin station in China. Passengers were stunned when the saucy scenes from an X-rated film entitled, get ready to Google this, The Forbidden Legend of Sex and Chopsticks, appeared on the huge outdoor screen, which usually airs advertisements, commercials, whatnot. The movie played for 10 minutes.
You call him Dr. Jones.
Before the plug was pulled. It turns out a technician had hooked his computer up to the screen to fix a fault. But then he forgot to disconnect the cable under the table.
Is what they do with the chopsticks that makes it so good.
He forgot to push pause on his porn while he was working?
No, I think he said, all right, I'm going to fix this train or whatever the hell he was fixing.
It's a screensaver.
And he was like, and now for some downtime. I'm just going to pop this in. Was he still on the train at the time?
No, he was at the train station.
At the train station.
That'd be odd if you could actually connect to the display while you're on
while
the
you're
train.
on the train. The Forbidden Legend of Sex and Chopsticks. Sounds like a good one. The man.
What part was forbidden?
Well, you'll have to watch to find out.
Somebody better wash those chopsticks.
Ew.
I wonder if there was any MSG in that scene.
Oh, after you watch the video, you're hungry for more.
Yeah, that's the problem. 3 hours later, you're horny again.
The man then tuned into the raunchy film, unaware that he was accidentally broadcasting it to hundreds of unwitting travelers. According to the reports, police in China have questioned the culprit, but they have yet to file any charges against him, which I think we all know means he's dead.
I want to get on that train.
Really? They kill him?
I mean, China is a communist country. If you're going to be any sort of an embarrassment to the country, goodbye.
Yeah, that's right. Turns out
They
he
cut
was
your
hung.
throat?
You are the weakest link. Goodbye.
They kick you?
There's probably someone else in China
Named Wang.
that can fix outdoor screens.
That's like 300. They just throw you in a hole.
Yeah. There you go. You are the weakest link. Goodbye. Have you ever done this? We've all
You
been
go
there.
now.
One of the mistakes, of all the mistakes that one person could make, gluing your lips together might be the worst.
Gluing, huh?
According to digitalspy.co, that's exactly what happened to a 64-year-old St. John, New Zealand woman who apparently thought her lip balm was super glue, or vice versa, thought her super glue was her lip balm. She called the police station shortly before midnight to request help after she mistakenly applied super glue to her lips. I think we have some audio of that phone call.
911, what's your emergency?
How was the sandwich? It was good?
I wonder if you can text 911.
I think you can. Can you text 911?
Would you have to use the jaws of life to get her lips apart?
That's what she called her mouth, the jaws of life. The glue apparently did
Good thing it was lip balm.
a stellar job because she could only mumble when police answered the phone. Did you say you killed Kenny? The ambulance received a call, but due to the muffled speech, they were unaware whether it was a medical emergency or whether somebody had been gagged. Of course, the guy in China thought it was his video. She could only grunt, said a senior Sergeant Steve Aiken.
911, what's your emergency? Can you give us your address?
You have to do it in like a Chinese accent, though.
According to UPI.com, she eventually made it to
She
the
was from
hospital.
New Zealand.
Where
Good day.
Thought it was Chinese.
Medical experts were able to separate her lips. Two things are in question here. First, why would you have a tube of superglue on your bedside table? And secondly, can't you spot the difference between the horrible industrialized smell of superglue to that of a fruity or vanilla flavored lip balm?
She was probably half asleep.
Unless, of course, you would like to apply strange wood-like scents to your lips. I guess
do.
we all have weird taste. Do you?
No.
Well, you would
absolutely
think
not.
her husband would call 911.
Does she have
Depends
a
on what her lips were glued to.
Yeah.
That could be a really embarrassing.
You would really hate to have to go to the doctor
I
then.
don't know about this show today. You guys are big perverts.
911, what's your emergency? There's no problems, ma'am. 911, what's your emergency?
Yeah,
I
my
get it.
wife is moving around and I can't keep my beer on her head.
There's really no problems here.
Well, eventually you want her to be gone.
As long as she remembers to breathe through her nose, she should be okay.
Well, you guys are awful.
That is awful, Gunnar.
Somebody
What
needs
she
a
said.
pair of chopsticks to pry those lips apart.
A bizarre incident at a McDonald's drive-thru in Martinsburg involved a bare-breasted woman and caramel.
What?
It led to the woman being arraigned Friday on warrants, charging her with indecent exposure and providing false information to a police officer. Sarah Lieneberg,
Ooh, that exposure was decent, all right.
age 32, was released from custody after posting $6,000 in bail. This is where it gets interesting, Gary. Listen to this. This police responded to the McDonald's on Apple Harvest Drive after an employee of the fast food restaurant called 911. 911, what's your emergency?
I work at McDonald's.
Stop calling me back. They asked to speak to law enforcement about an incident that occurred at the drive-thru window. What incident, you may ask? Well, I'm glad. The employee told police that while working at the drive-thru window, a man driving a purple Chrysler 300, an inconspicuous car, a purple Chrysler 300 pulled up to the window and ordered food. After paying for the food, the man asked the employee for an extra cup of caramel for his coffee. The employee handed the caramel over, just a cup of caramel, gave it to the passenger. The woman who was a passenger took her shirt off
Still in the drive-thru.
while they're still in the drive-thru, and he poured the caramel on her chest.
Awesome.
The driver allegedly licked the caramel off of her chest and then drove away.
What?
The employee provided police with the vehicle's license plate number. This must have really annoyed the employee. Come on. Can a guy lick caramel off the lady's chest
He
anymore?
probably didn't want to lose his job.
You never see that in a McDonald's commercial where they're saying, I'm loving it.
Police couldn't identify the driver in the surveillance video footage, of which they watched many and many times.
I bet they did.
But they tracked him by the address on the vehicle's registration. The next morning, troopers saw a purple Chrysler 300 in the driveway, matching the license
For
plate.
round two?
And the lady said, that wasn't her. My name is Venkman. That's the Useless News this week on the Big Dumb Fun Show. Submit your own stuff to the show. Info at BigDumbFunShow.com or uselessnews at BigDumbFunShow.com. Right?
Hey baby, wake up from your asleep. We have arrived onto the future and the whole world is become